This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara Sutphen. Tara Sutphen is the author of Blame It on Your Past Lives, Soul Agreements, and the Abenda Chronicles. Grammy-nominated audios, videos, and MP3 series. You can find these MP3 series now at TaraInsight.com.
Morning, Tara.
And welcome to Transformations to Tara Sutphen. Hey, so my guest is Jason D. McKean, and he's a wonderful co-host. And we get to talk about the full moon today. You know, it's a full moon day. The culmination of the moon will be at 12:19 tonight Pacific time.
Hey, Tara, I'm
hey,
gonna have you fix your microphone. You're rubbing against your hair or something, or is it the wind blowing?
The wind blowing outside here.
I see. Okay, very good then.
And do you need me to change out?
No, that's fine. You continue on.
All right. And so also, Jason has recorded 1 million ohms recordings throughout the world. All the eternity, eternal, serenity.
Sanctuary,
that's all Jason.
Om beats.
Om beats. Right.
Om indigenous.
Om cosmos.
Om cosmos. All of these all these albums, that they all have a point of difference to them. No one is alike, except for the common thread, which is the Om, which is the highest vibrational sound, and it's associated with the crown chakra, and and that universal energy that we can allow into our lives, and it's a blessing. You know, that energy, when we are in the flow of it, it is a blessing, and I'm grateful to have been a part of it for so many years, and to be able to share it with others.
Yes, yeah, it's been many years now, so it's been great.
It's been about 30 years.
Yes,
since my first Om recording, and wow, I haven't changed a day in 30 years.
Neither have I.
Well, actually, you could say that, I think, more than me, because my beard was like brown at the time. It was a darker color. Now it's all gone white.
Yes, the great wizards of our time. Yes, Jason.
So with the full moon, it's like that is a time to do what?
Right. The full moon is, the full moon is all about the intensity in the world. It's for me, I believe it's somewhat of a portal that, since it is, it's moving all the waters of the world. And so you want to change things in your life. It's to meditate in that really intense time. Mm-hmm. So, it allows things to kind of shake, because we're 90% water. So, even though it doesn't seem to affect our blood like it does the waters, it still probably affects us a little bit, and it does some people get really whacked out with the moon. But for me, it's always been my friend. I love it. I think
when you can be in the phases of the moon too, right? Where one doesn't just like live for the full moon, where one is taking the phases, like where it's the new moon, where it's completely, there's no reflection from the sun. I mean, that is a time to start thinking about what it is that you would like to bring into your life, that you would like to start to manifest, and then you build as the phases, as it starts waxing and going into the areas of more light. It's like it's like you can be in sync with it, so that you're not just hit with that full moon energy all at once. It's like you've been building through it and you have a relationship with it. And then as it starts to wane, you do go into that cycle as well. And that is.
So we're waxing up right now into the culmination. The culmination will be at 12:19 Pacific a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight at midnight, just after midnight, and then at 3:19 on the eastern coast, it will be, waxing.
Do you like to hit like the exact moment where you like say the magic word, where you like, wherever you're at in the world, where that's at its most powerful? Or do you feel that, it's within that like realm there of when it's at its most powerful, that you can do your deepest connection with it?
Well, yeah, I feel that you can start now. You could, if you want to light a candle, or if you just want to sit around and meditate, this is the time to. So this full moon, I believe that the astrology gives us a guide onto what we need to be using guides.
Mm-hmm.
A plan, then we start to kind of clear out things to move into our better selves. And so this one, actually, this is an interesting full moon, because it's all about you. You're to look really deeply within yourself, and you're to think that you're back in control of your life, and you are an amazing being. Get into your ego, not narcissistic to the point of sociopath, but to get into a healthy self-esteem. You're supposed to get into your healthy self. You love your body, your temple, you're coming back into resonance. This is what this moon is about. So
being able to focus on the healthy aspects of
you,
of your identity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with those aspects or those areas of control, or is it so it's about focusing on you as opposed to maybe relationships or things like that. It's like kind of coming back into your own center.
It would be absolutely coming back into your own center. Yeah, just starting to wake up again. Look in the mirror, like yourself. A lot of people, make funny noises or curse at themselves or frown at themselves in the mirror. This is time when, you don't have to smile big, but say you like a coloring, or everything's going to be good today, or, it's going to be a good day. I can feel it. Or say something nice. Just say something nice. The birds are beautiful outside. Whatever it is, just don't put yourself down. That's not allowed.
Well, like, when I wake up in the morning and look in the mirror, it's like my beard is like sideways. It's like all over the place.
But that's a beautiful thing, Sleepy look is fun. It's just whatever you think is great in life. Every day is a privilege to be alive. So why don't we celebrate it? This is a reminder. Celebrate who you are. It's time. It's time to click into the flow. I teach this a lot about clicking into the flow of your life.
Yeah.
Because, I'm somebody who, when I was a kid, and think I would live in the places I've done, or go to the places I get to go to, you create a magical life because you step into a magical life. You flow with the magical life. You're not in the negativity of things. There are weird things that happen to everybody. Everybody knew what happened to me yesterday on Facebook, on Instagram. The thing is, it's weird. But the thing, I don't have to beg for my life to flow in a great direction. So the bottom line is to flow with it. Flow.
What was that meme that I saw? And I think it was a couple of days ago on Facebook. That was like, I opened 2 gifts today or this morning, and they were my eyes.
Oh my God.
And that's like what you're talking about is like just when you wake up where you can, instead of that, I got to do this today, or, it's like, it's like,
Readable. Yeah.
It's like, what an amazing day. It's like, I made it again. One more day.
I made it again. Yeah. Somebody, you never know how you're going to affect people. By telling them hi in a grocery store, you might be the only person who talks to them that day because, everybody's been masked.
Yeah.
People are lonely. People thought they were lonely before. Now they're really lonely.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
how to get out of their dilemmas either.
It can be harder too, because of, that fear of, the social distancing and all. And, if you smile at someone, you're wearing a mask, can they see that? Right. It's like, cause at one point in life, it was enough just to like be out and just smile, but since everyone's all, masked up, it's like, there's no just easy communication like that. Sometimes we have to reach out. Sometimes we have to make the call, sometimes we have to, stretch ourselves a little bit more so that, we're not just, sitting, waiting for someone to come to us. Sometimes we have to go to them too.
Right. Yeah. So, and that's it, it's to redirect our lives into a better flow. It's just a flow. You just don't, it's like when you were a child, you got out of your own way because you were excited about, you didn't know what, so it was just there, that exuberance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that once you're in that, then, as long as your expectations are being dashed, you can stay in that sort of atmosphere. It's creating an atmosphere for you. So that's what you start to do, is start allowing yourself to have an atmosphere.
All right. So once you like figure out the direction that you're moving, like again, today is a good day because it's the full moon energy to like, how would you describe that relationship with what it is that one does as far as in either a ritualistic manner or how would you send your intention out there while the moon is present?
Dominating. Usually feel that if you're with a group, everybody's quiet time. Usually I'm leading a meditation if I'm with a group.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll lead a group, to going into the full moon, into this great time of again getting to kind of clear the self. So it's there's a lot of full moons that it's all about family, it's all about business. It's like get your hind end and tail into gear here, because you're needing to move fast, whatever is coming. This one's all about you. So this one's going to be an easy one. This is an easy one. You feel like you're going to be bragging. You're going to be boasting. But boast to yourself if you don't want to boast to other people. Just be in your glow. Use your best shampoos. Sit around and do masks. Do meditate. You're in your beauty. That you're in the beauty of God, if nothing else. I mean, it's like you say, you woke up today. The 2 gifts were your eyes opening. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So, and for those who aren't in a group, who don't have the pleasure of, how can they, because
morning in New York, Or Florida. Anyway, the thing is that you can just light a candle and, just be in the oneness of, knowing that it's culminating, moving all the waters of the world. So what is it that you need to change within you? So it can be your viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's just talk about viewpoint, because viewpoint is really something that we can all change. That the glass is either, half empty or half full. Take your pick, because if it's always half empty, and I hear people all the time in the empty zone. And it's just like, it's a little frustrating, because, usually they're really good people, but they go into the empty zone and their life is a bit of an empty zone. So the thing is if it's always half full, even if you're faking it, people used to say, "Oh, Terry, you're so Pollyanna." Well, no, I fake it till I make it. And so the thing is that, I'm a sunshiny type of person because I work at it. I work at this. It's something that I myself all the time. Program. A lot of MP3s through any sort of trials, any sort of mishaps. If I want to learn something, I'm in the zone of strengthening the mind, enhancing the mind, using all these, techniques, these strengthening techniques of the mind to get to the next level of whatever it is that I'm working on. Whether it's my energy, whether it's my health, whether it's my youthfulness, whatever it is, I'm going there. And I'm somebody who doesn't wear glasses. I don't have any aches and pains. I find my weight a little bit, but that's because, life is good. You can raise the vibration of your food, just keep raising it to where it's a good metabolism. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is that you just keep going with, working on what you need to. So that's it.
Fantastic. And since you we're talking about MP3s and all, it's like you have the app iHypnotherapy.
iHypnotherapy. We don't have the Android part of the app yet, which I'm trying to get my app master up to speed. And and I do have a blind client who really came after him the other day that he needs to help with the handicapped on some of the handicap stuff. So it's good. So that all is coming, because that made him think, oh my gosh, I have to help everybody. And it was like, yes, you do. We need to get to the next stage.
And the meditations that are on there, they're there to help clear, I know, and to build a direction too. If someone is like real cloudy about where it is that they're headed, it's about helping someone center themselves and just start a journey.
Well, and that's just it. On the app is Standing Before the Moon. That there is that MP3 on there as well, but it's also on my website. It's Standing Before the Moon, and that's at TaraInsight.com. It's TaraInsight.com. And in the MP3s that are for sale, you can find Standing Before the Moon if you need a guided meditation at that point. Now, Jason, if you just want to do Om, Jason has tons of Oms. And he has guided meditations as well. Is he on my iHypnotherapy app? No, he has not sent in his reels just to get on the app. But to my app master, who is on my app with me is Steve G. Jones. And so everybody knows who Dr. Steve G. Jones is, and he's a good friend. And so, we are on the app, and he's great. We just love Steve.
Yes. What happens with? I'm sorry. What?
I know that you do too.
What? Love Steve?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He is great. With the Standing Before the Moon ritual.
Yes.
that one will, it's like you guide the entire session, right? And so one will be able to, you know, get a good idea, or they will be able to build an intention for themselves, and then do you feel that releasing that intention, like saying it, speaking it aloud, what is there something that gives it the most power?
For some people that hear themselves say it out loud, you know, and I have you do that. Sometimes I do some little spells and stuff. It's nice. It's nice to be saying things out loud. But and that's what the kirtans are all about, you know, the 6,000-year-old Indian chants. It's all about you saying you're saying a mantra along with everyone. Mm-hmm. And the mantra then becomes. And so that's also like the Om. The Om is the sound of the universe, you know, sound of silence. It is a scientific fact that there is a hum. So there, you know, everything hums.
Yeah.
Everything has a tone. Everything has a ring, something. And so shamanically, I always feel that, you know, we need to match our sound to that of the earth, especially. That's my thing, you know, because that, you know, the Aborigine feels that you don't have to carry any illness. You know, we don't have to hold on to things that are not good for us. So we don't. But yet you don't want to be somebody who doesn't hold on to anything, because that's not really the earth experience either. So that, you know, of course, a germ or disease, yeah, get rid of that. But I mean, as far as people, we need to love the people. I love consistency. I love people who love people that they've met and don't throw them away. I love people who love other people. And, you know, I mean, sure, there's going to be those people that you need to separate yourself from, because they're one of those people who only see the glass half full, and it's too hard. You know, it gets too hard if you're trying to move forward somehow, you know, because you can have a lot of baggage to move into your next phase, mm-hmm. such as a cluttery mind. Let's just say a cluttery mind. You know, going over and over and over the same things, the same lessons. No, you know, you're supposed to come into a better, beautiful state of mind so that you can, you know, go into forward motion.
I think there's a beauty in seeing, like when you hold something in your hands, right, where you make a cup, to be able to hold that. And, you know, it takes a part of you to recognize how fragile that can be. You know, it's something that you do willingly, but there can be a fragileness to it. If you try to grasp water, you know, if you try to hold it in your fist, right, it just all goes out. And that's where things are, you know, too controlling and all. But when we cup our hands, you know, we can hold that, and it can be a more, you know, beautiful relationship that we have with people, with friendships. I think that's why in the Tarot, you know, our heart center is represented by the cups, because it's that open vessel. If it's closed, if there's a lock on it and all, then it becomes crazy town. But in you know, having relationships of choice and all, where we honor, you know, what it is that someone gives us, as far as, you know, the moments of their own heart, then that's you know, we can see it as something that's beautiful and fragile.
Yeah, and not taking advantage of people, you know, softer. You know, you see that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the Tarot, it's like I have my deck here. As far as I know, you have your deck.
I have a Marchetti deck with me.
You have a Marchetti.
The Russian Gypsy cards, and I have the Marchetti deck. Which I love the Marchettis. Zero Manchetti cards. I love all the Italian decks. Scapinis.
I was doing a class yesterday where there was a person who had the Wizards Tarot. They said, I have the Wizards Tarot, and it's like, I have the Wizards Tarot, and yet the deck that they had was a completely different Wizards Tarot, and I was like, I'll have to check that out. But the deck that I read from, the Wizards Tarot, it has a nice like gentleness to it that I feel that it's never scary for people, and especially first timers who've never had a tarot reading before, but they're like, worried that they're going to pull the death card or something for themselves and be cursed for
a lot of new beginnings. You die many times in life before you actually die.
So, is there something tarot wise that you can pull? Is it something that you're looking to release?
Yeah, looking to release. Well, maybe looking to see a better you. So pick a card to see a better you, Jason. See what you get.
All right. So I get the Two of Wands. And I love the Two of Wands because of the saying that's attached to it, which is creating the world in which you wish to inhabit.
Right.
And
Same in the needs.
That is like it's one of the core cards, I think, like one of the beginning points of anything. It's like when you start something, when you begin to either create a new identity or so, it's like, what is the world that you're looking to inhabit, and who are you looking to be in that world, and in a spiritual world, in one where if I'm going to be the tarot wizard in the world, I look to see the world as a spiritual place, as a magical place, but where there are consequences of it. The material world is definitely a part of it. There's that relationship between the spiritual and the material, and to be able to look at both, to be able to be that bridge for both, and to help people see what it is that they want, and then go to make it happen, to do their best, to do their part in that. So I think that what I'm looking to do is to strengthen that, because as a tarot wizard, it's like there's like things that I already do, from private readings to classes to events, all of these ways of expressing it, but there can be more, and whatever I'm being called to be able to do, and where my interests lie, where my skill sets lie, it's like I'm open for it and ready to be that best version of myself in the world. So that's what I see in that.
Yeah, and that's cool. Yeah, because I think that let me see your card again. Let me look, just see the Two of Wands. Yeah. See, it already says that you've already attained something, and that you hold the world and you hold the perspective very easily, and that whatever you want to create for yourself, you can very easily, because you're sitting there in a chair. So you can use sometimes the photos, the symbolism, the shamanism, the mysticism, the paganism. You use every sort of modality within what you're choosing in the card, or you can use a little bit of what it says, because it shows that you are you have that passionate flame for learning, and and the sky is there, so it's all about the mind. It's all about you're sitting already in a good earthly stance, and wands are always about movement anyway. So it's all about, the movement that you're creating. It doesn't have to be a big push. It's just a little push, as you're sitting there and contemplating. So you can sit down tonight and contemplate. It already says that he's attained it. It's in his hand. He's attained whatever he's supposed to be working on. So you're working on where you're supposed to be, and who you are, you're working on it wonderfully.
But tonight I can just sit down. I don't have to be naked and dancing underneath the moon on the beach.
You could be. No. Go ahead. Sit down, rest, whereas mine.
Thank God.
Mine is 7 of Pentacles. So that's my flow tonight. 7 of Pentacles, which is beautiful. The tree of life is there. There's some animals. There's a ladder I can climb to go higher very easily. Look, she's in a lot of clothes, but so mine is maybe not dancing in front of the moon naked, but but I have a beautiful basket to collect things. Yeah. And then 7 of Pentacles is all about your security and safety in the world. It's attainment, too. It's a real good attainment card.
And being able to harvest some of those seeds that you've been planting along the way, anything that's ready to be picked.
Yeah, that's a beautiful card as far as just all the flora and fauna. And my golden apples are ready to be picked off my tree.
Beautiful.
And to stand before the tree. I do a mind movie. I have to talk about it because every morning I see what obstacles may be in my way, and it's all about, shamanically just seeing my path in life. The wind is taking my stuff away. Anyway, but the mind movie of seeing a path before me and what that path, if there's any obstacles, how clear it is, and it's more natural. It's all naturals in it. But a lot of times I find myself to a beautiful tree, and standing before the tree usually are people that, I'm going to meet, or there's going to be some kind of a, class or meeting of some kind. Mm-hmm. And usually it's me leading it as a teacher, but it's always just it turns out really beautifully. And sometimes some of those, carts come along to pick fruit. Some of it, it's just kind of interesting. What comes up in your daily meditations if you're just kind of easily going along, what is my day going to be like? Is the golden path? Is it a, dirt path? Is there, for years, I mean, not for years, but it was probably for a time.
Yeah.
About 20 something years ago, because I've done this work for a very long time. There would be a boulder in the middle of my, so I wasn't to move yet or to move on anything. But sometimes I'd go up around it, but then the next day I would find myself back behind it. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't supposed to be going anywhere. Yeah, so I always found that very interesting. But one day it totally changed, and then my life changed.
So it felt like it was just anchoring you in that one place. It's just do you think that that's a sign of just stay there, or, because, some people could see that, oh, I'm stuck in my life, or they can see it as no, I'm in where I need to be at this moment, and then when things do start to change, you start to, see that path open up.
Right. So I just charted for everybody on the horse cards. These horse cards I have. They're by Melissa Pierce. Mm-hmm. The touchbyahorse.com. I don't know if the website's still up. I probably had these cards for 20 years or so. Mm. Anyway, it says, without expectations. So you're readying for partnership in a more full way. So this is all of you. This isn't for me. This was it's for a full person card. You have supported, you've been supported in the past and are now ready to be the partner who can be depended on. So you're coming into a more dependable time. So that's nice. It's nice to become dependable. So everybody's becoming a little more dependable now that we've been in this, worldwide, interesting time. So, people are becoming more dependable, more reasonable, maybe thinking a little more calmly. Well, everybody's had a rest, whether they've let their mind rest or not, because sometimes if you're fighting money or anything, of course it's not a restful time. That can be very stressful.
Yeah.
So that source on that tonight, if that's your problem, definitely just say, I'd like to step into the flow of being dependable and supportive, but yet being supported by everything, the universe.
Yeah, to be in that realm of abundance. I was facilitating a class in Japan last week, and had Japanese students, and I can only do this through a translator because my Japanese, I know 100 words, and I none of them would cut it as far as like the teaching a class, but through my friend and translator Makiono, it's like it's a wonderful experience, and so we did a theme of abundance, and it's like the areas of on the spectrum of if someone just wants to be able to have a little bit, just to make their life easier, or if they want just like the whole golden dream, of just everything that's can come to them. It's like there's like everyone is within that range, and it's like feeling that one is worthy of the abundance, that they build the connection, but they also do their part too. That if they're wanting to catch the bus to that they don't sit on their couch and wait for the bus to stop, in their living room, but you have to go to the bus stop, right? You have to do your part.
Yes.
And
you can't wait for your beloved to walk through your front door. Doesn't usually happen like that.
Yeah. And
you have to go out into some kind of realm of community to look. And so if that's on the internet these days, then that's on the internet, because I know that's a lot of people, they don't know how to, find other people to be friends with, or, in a romantic relationship without the internet these days.
Yeah, it is just that vehicle for, going out. And it's just like, don't fall in love with the first person that you find, as far as, or a profile, or, a photo.
Right.
Right. One learns to navigate every realm that they go into, and that's true with live people too. When you meet someone, it's like one has to learn to trust themselves, to their intuition. If they get kind of like a sketchy feeling about someone, it's like that person may not be for them. Right. So learning to trust that, and not to try to just it's that's the person, I'm going for it because they're there. So being able to like move towards your vision, your goal, and to be in that place of that acceptance of abundance, and accepting support from the universe. The universe, that's the essence of this card that I pulled, right? It's like, creating the world in which you wish to inhabit. If you have a relationship with the universe where you can be a co-creator with the universe, then your ability to bring things to you, to create opportunities, to be able to say yes to opportunities, and then fulfill your part in it. That is like where one is not just mastering life, but they're in a deeper flow with life. They are flowing with life rather than in that place of resistance.
Right. And so the thing is with the moon and the moon phases, because, you can be working all month with different, because we've been waxing to the culmination now, and then afterwards it'll be waning and waning towards. A lot of people do cleanses now. A lot of people work on, what happens is it's still in that crescendo.
Yeah.
So you're feeling intensity for a few days, and then it starts going back toward calm. And when it's in the state of, and I hear sometimes weird things that happen during the new moon, but I think, oh my gosh, it could have been so much worse because
like what?
It's in the new moon instead of the full moon,
Yeah.
And the new moon is all about the calmness. It's that all the waters of the world are calm. So you think, okay. But this is really a time to get healthy, to, stop kind of thinking that, the world is against you. The world works for you. So step into it. It's really all about just going again. Like, don't be in that defensive mode. Be in the progressive processing in a gentle way. Don't be hard on yourself. Being happy.
I hear that. So I was going to pick a card for everyone else.
All right.
So the Knight of Pentacles.
Ooh.
I feel that all knights are cards of movement, of action, and he's the Knight of Pentacles is the one who wants to make sure that their footing is solid. He's in this version of it. He's climbing the icy mountain, and he's wanting to not like try to rush things too much that they might lose their footing and slide back. That can be that when we do something and we feel like we're making progress, but maybe we're going a little too hard and fast, and then we can lose ground. And it's okay to take your time. Is to feel the solid earth beneath your feet, and then keep making that progress. Because when one is climbing a mountain, that's like that's a pretty lofty goal. That's a one needs their stamina. They need to pace themselves. They need to know how it is that they got to the top.
And it's not for everyone.
And it's not for everyone. That is true.
No, I mean, people don't like to struggle sometimes, and you want the easy way out. But what is the easy way out? Because, there'll be people who want to do the hard way, which surgery or something, when the bottom line is that all you have to do is change a few about your life, and, before it gets complicated, like allow your life to become complicated. And in a health-wise, catch it before it's a problem. So if it's exercising, if it's just walk. You don't have to climb any mountain. Just walk. Take plenty of water.
Yeah, and the metaphor of it too is that again one wants to see results too of what it is that they're doing for themselves. They want to see that, oh well, if I start to take walks every day, is that going to change things for me? Am I going to feel better? Am I going to make progress? The person who's looking for a relationship, it's like if they go out, let's say on the internet, or they start seeing people, it's like they want to see that it's building to something before they take the next step. And that's okay to do that. I mean, it is okay to monitor your progress and take stock, just to see if things have the ability to change for you. But you gotta do it. It's like you can't just do it for like a 1 day or 2 days and say, oh, no, I'm not seeing anything. It's like one has to.
Oh, yeah, persistent with that as well.
Yeah. Being persistent, and
then see how you do.
And having a larger vision for yourself that can be, just know that you're in it for the long haul. Know that the things that are worth not taking shortcuts for, that they.
An example of not taking a shortcut for.
What's that?
What do you give an example for not giving a shortcut to?
So sometimes on the spiritual path, someone will want to take look at the example of someone else's life and say, oh, I have to do all of the steps that they did so that they can come to a place of fulfillment for themselves, where they come to that place of deepest connection. And I don't know that it's that easy to just, walk in someone else's path and say, well, I'm going to reach exactly the same conclusion as that they did. I think that the spiritual path is one where there's a deep connection with self, with your own calling inside, your own connection to source. And that's where it can be difficult, because it's like there can be sometimes question marks about, is this the right path for me? And when you are on it, it's like you'll know it.
Right. Well, and the same way physically and intellectually, emotionally, I think that people have to get into their emotions first to, be able to start going forward in anything. Mm-hmm. Emotionally, you just have to set the drama aside, set the trauma aside, set it aside. It's not a letting go. It's a letting it be. Because the moment you can let it be and be in your present, you can step into your future without taking all this baggage you may have with you into the future. No, it's going to stay right there. You're going to leave it behind. Whether it's solved or not, you don't care. You just go ahead and step into, you might need a rest from it for a while. So let it be. And then the spiritual will come into, because spiritually, we tend to mix ourselves up with being spiritual or being emotional, or being intellectual and being spiritual. Spiritual is wisdom. Intellectual is knowledge. Emotional is our feelings. Physical is our temple of our body that needs to be taken care of. Period. Take care of it. We're all not that good at it, but we should be. It's just...
We can be better. There's always room for improvement, right?
Room for improvement. Yeah, we have gravity, the gravity factor. We have things we have to deal with. It's like, no, be strong. You can do it. I do a lot of MP3s to keep that going.
Where can people find those MP3s, Tara?
TaraInsight.com and iHypnotherapy, the app. And how about you, Jason? Where can we find you?
Well, at jasondmckean.com. I have my website in two categories: my Om chant albums and the meditations. And then on the other half of it is the tarot. There's like a ton of like just offerings, from classes to private readings to the classes that I'm doing in Japan. Been just posting like articles and interviews that I've done a couple of interviews in the last week or so, and I've posted those up. So there are links to those, and we're I just love talking about how one can, help themselves to move forward, because, again, it's like you are a huge part of your progress that you make in life. It's like if you just think it's fated, to be a certain way, then that doesn't give you an opportunity to show up in your life. Mm-hmm. And it's like, work within the framework of that which is programmed, our DNA, our past experiences, these things that can, help to, show us where we've been, but also, we do have say in where it is that we're going, where it is that we're heading. So, show up in that. And it's like what Tara was saying about, like the emotional parts, the intellectual, the spiritual parts. These are all, things that we can do for ourselves, taking care of our bodies and all that is like what we can do in the present to, build a better future for ourselves.
Yeah. Is our future. We want to have those gifts. Waking up, or 2 eyes opening in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice. So, the full moon. So tonight for the full moon, you can candle, or you can just meditate. And I would say that, since it's so late in America, you're not going to be able to probably to sit around, keeping your eyes open at, over, past midnight, 12:19 or so.
Did you say that was Pacific time?
3:00. Yeah, that's Pacific time. And then 3 a.m., Eastern time. So, in New Zealand now, in Australia, they'll be a day ahead of us, but they'll be at about 9:00 at night. So they'll be, having a great full moon. Oh gosh. And I know so many people who have great full moon ceremonies down there. So yeah, it's probably going to be a great full moon. So, so the thing is that, just meditate. You remember this moon is all about you. So it's about actually waking up the ego self. Just a little, you don't have to go overboard, but just a little bit to where you're starting to take better care of yourself. Just, being, clearing your mind to get what you desire, what you need in your life, like come back to yourself a bit, knowing that you are in the embodiment of a miraculous human. And so how about you, Jace? What do you want to give for everybody for the full moon?
Definitely to, when you focus on yourself, it is about, seeing yourself as a work in progress, and to show compassion to the work that is ahead of you, to show, self-love, acknowledgement. It's like, look at how much you've accomplished already. And you're going to accomplish so much more. And, I think that when you are able to see yourself in that manner, then there's it's not that the pressure is alleviated to be perfect or anything like that to advance, but I think it's good to just not be hard on yourself. That again, it's that loving cup that we hold, and if you're like going, it's got to be like this, all of that love is just going to drain out. It's like your relationship with yourself is fragile, and it's beautiful, and yet move forward on it.
Happy full moon, everyone. Blessings and love.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, love you.
Thank you for listening to Transformations with Tara. Tara hopes this program brings guidance and insight towards a better tomorrow. If you have any questions or inquiries, or would just like to know more about Tara Sutphen's workshops and seminars or private sessions, please visit her website now at tarainsight.com. Until next time, many blessings.